Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna Coles, and this morning we have a very special guest with us, my daughter, Jenna Coles. Good morning, Jenna.
Good morning, Mom.
Well, I'm so glad she's here today because she has kind of gone through a 4-H journey, a FFA, and it's all kind of led to a cookbook.
It has, and I'm very proud of this cookbook because this has been a 5-year process, and even longer than that. Like, I've been cooking for forever, as you know, and so this is just the culmination of the past 5 years in a book.
So tell us how you got started.
So I started my YouTube channel when I was 10, and to get more experience for my YouTube channel, I started doing the 4-H cooking demonstrations and speech contests, and I love doing those. And then I started working more with my YouTube channel, and that got me on Chop Junior, which was an amazing experience. And then all of that has led up to Cooking Through the Seasons with Jenna's Kitchen.
So you started this process 5 years ago. What makes an 8th grader think, I think I'll write a cookbook?
I liked creating different recipes and seeing how well things worked with other things, but I didn't always write them down, and that's what drove you a little crazy. And so you're like, you need to write them down. And then it's like, well, why don't we just put them in a book? That way we can share this with other people, and maybe they will enjoy the recipes as much as I do.
Now, this has a Kentucky twist to it. Talk a little bit about that.
It does. So Cooking Through the Seasons is inspired by things that are in season in Kentucky. And so during each season, there's different highlights, like there's strawberries in spring, blueberries in summer, and things all throughout the seasons. And that's what the book is really highlighted on, is Kentucky proud products that you can use in your recipes.
And one thing that's really cool about the cookbook, I think, is kind of you integrate your YouTube channel in this. So if people want to know how or want to watch a video, a lot of these recipes are on your YouTube channel.
They are. I learned by watching other people, and that way I can make sure I know what I'm doing and I'm doing everything right. So that's why I put a lot of the videos with books or with recipes that are in the book. That way they can see how I do things, and that might just help. And they can put comments on the videos. That way if they're confused about something, they can ask me and I'll be able to tell them anything they need to know.
And then when you got to high school, you got very involved with FFA. And the FFA Foundation's grant really helped. Talk a little bit about that.
It did. So I applied for the Shark Tank grant my freshman year of high school. And that is a grant where you make a business plan and you submit it to a panel of judges. And then the judges decide whether or not they want to fund you for your project. And so I told them that this is my cookbook, this is my end goal, this is where I want to get before I graduate high school. And so I made it to the finals, and then I did an interview process with people, asking them questions. They would ask me questions like, where do you want to go? How are you going to market this, and things like that. And that is how I got the grant for $5,000 for my cookbook. And that's really helped expedite this process because I wanted to have it published before I graduated high school, but now it's published, it's here, and I'm excited.
Just ready for Christmas. So Jenna, how do people get your book?
Just make sure that you're following up with my social medias to see where I'm at, doing book signings, book sellings, things like that. And then it's always available on Amazon.
Now, Jenna, with your experience on the farm, how has that helped you in curating these recipes?
So growing up on a farm, I was surrounded by food. When we had a surplus of tomatoes or squash or anything in the garden, it came into the house and I had to figure out something to do with it before they went bad. And so that's where a lot of these recipes came from, was having a surplus of ingredients and then having to figure out how to incorporate different things and make it a little bit more fun.
So how many recipes are included in the book?
There are 100 recipes in the book. That was my goal, is to have it published with 100 recipes, and that's how many is in there, divided up among the seasons.
Are they easy to follow recipes?
I tried to make them as easy to follow as I can because I am very by the book. I make sure that this is how I would word it and how I would be able to follow it. And so I think that they're pretty easy to follow.
What's your favorite recipe?
My favorite recipe is the strawberry steak wrap. That's my favorite recipe to make, to cook, in the cookbook, anything.
All right. And so if you had to describe your point of view or how, what your cooking style is, what would that be?
I would say that my cooking style is sweets and also Southern comfort food, because I love sweets. I have a really big sweet tooth, and then I also like making things that make you feel at home, make you feel good.
And you know, Jenna, I know you were inspired to start your YouTube channel and your cooking journey and your baking business by a young lady that you saw on TV. And so what would you say to young girls or young guys who are watching and think, you know, I want to do something like that?
I say that you should go for your dreams. If you think you can accomplish it, get a bunch of people around you to support you, and then they will show you that you can do pretty much anything you want to in life.
All right, Jenna, well, thanks for visiting with us today. And if you have questions about Jenna's Kitchen, you can follow her on Facebook and Instagram at Jenna's Kitchen 16, her YouTube channel at Jenna's Kitchen, or you can pick up one of these books on Amazon or at a local event. We appreciate you watching the Farm and Home Show and hope you have a great day.